What misunderstanding did you clear up that still left you in tears? I was center stage holding a ring box, still in jazz hand position, when my girlfriend Elizabeth stormed in at 2 a.m. screaming, "How could you cheat on me?" But I wasn't cheating, far from it. It's true that I did a lot of sketchy stuff leading up to it. Elizabeth noticed my Apple Watch pinging at random locations at 2 a.m. When she asked where I'd been going to every night, I panicked and said it was a new 24-hour gym. Then she found a Venmo payment on my phone when I asked her to check a text for me, $50 to Franco. I told her Franco was a personal trainer, which seemed to satisfy her, but then more payments showed up. Liv and Maddie. She started checking my Google history and found searches for romantic places and popular places for couples. She never really pushed it until she saw a receipt from Kay's jewelry. Her face went pale, thinking I'd been gifting them to other girls on the side, but I wasn't. "Then tell me, what are you up to?" she asked. "I can't really tell you right now," I said, "but I promise you, I'm not cheating." I couldn't just tell her that I was planning the best proposal in the world, but she didn't listen, and things only got worse between us from there. Elizabeth followed me out one night and saw me picking up one of the female dancers on the street and saw us enter a strange building together. When I got home, she was sitting in the dark like a movie villain with printed screenshots of everything. My location history mapped out, the Venmo payments highlighted, even texts where I'd told my friend Bobby I couldn't make guys' night. She called Bobby crying and he immediately folded, admitting I hadn't been with him. "How long has this been going on?" she asked through tears. I wanted to explain but couldn't without ruining the surprise I'd been planning for months. "Please, just trust me," I told her. Her eyes filled with tears. She ran into our bedroom and locked the door, crying and sobbing to her family about my scandal. But her family knew about the proposal. Each one told her to trust me, to calm down, to wait it out, and have the conversation another day. Elizabeth was shocked, and I knew that it was time to rush things and get it done before I end up either telling her the truth and spoiling the surprise, or end up alone for hurting her over a secret. I texted Franco for an emergency 2 a.m. rehearsal at the community center. If Elizabeth was going to leave me anyway, she might as well see what I'd actually been doing. Everyone showed up confused but ready. We were halfway through the routine when Elizabeth burst through the doors ready for war. She froze seeing 40 people in matching purple "Marry Me Elizabeth" shirts, frozen mid-choreography. Franco was holding a giant poster of her face. The speakers were blasting "Marry You" by Bruno Mars, and I was standing there, holding out jazz hands. "What is this?" she whispered, looking around at everyone. "This is what I've been doing," I said. "Every night for 3 months, learning this stupid dance your mom said you wanted." Her mom stepped out from behind the mirrors where she'd been filming. "I tried to tell you to trust him, sweetie." Elizabeth's face went from angry to confused to mortified in seconds. Elizabeth stood there processing while Bruno Mars kept playing. The dancers weren't sure if they should keep going or stop. "You've been learning to dance?" Elizabeth asked weakly. "Your mom showed me a video of 10-year-old you saying you wanted a flash mob proposal," I explained. Elizabeth turned bright red. "I was 10. I wanted a lot of crazy stuff." She looked around at all the familiar faces. Her sister who was helping record, her dad in the back row wearing a purple shirt. Even her best friend was there doing jazz hands. "You all knew?" she asked. Everyone nodded. "We tried to tell you," her mom said gently. I dragged out a chair and guided her over to it. "It's not much of a surprise anymore, but would you stay and watch?" She nodded, tears suddenly welling in her eyes as she realized this was her proposal. I nodded at everyone, and we began dancing our hearts out for her. At the end, I walked over and bent down on one knee. "Elizabeth, will you marry me?" Elizabeth leapt into my arms and yelled, "Yes!"